Yep. Good morning, everyone. So, last session I given an overview on what are the environment setup things you need to do for working with JavaScript project. I given an overview on that. So, what are the softwares you need to install? Setup environment setup. I showed you how we can set up environment. For that, you need to install a software. What is it? Node.js. Node.js is required for what purpose we installed Node.js? We installed Node.js for a few things, for Node compiler, am I right? And for a package manager called NPM. NPM is a package manager, right? What is the purpose of package manager? Package manager allows you to install libraries, update the libraries, and uninstall them, right? We can manage that by using package manager. And next we discussed about Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is an editor where we can build, debug, test, and deploy all our applications. So we use a editor for writing the programs, compiling, running them and all. And we use editor called Visual Studio Code. That is the editor. Next, we need another tool for that. What is it? Another one is I told you some extensions to install for Visual Studio Code. So extensions we need to install for Visual Studio Code. Like you need extensions like live server. Another one is VS Code icons. These are the extensions I showed. One more we learned. So we discussed how to create a new project. How do we create a new project? And we discussed about how to set up project. For setting up project, we used some commands. What are those commands? npm init. This is going to generate what? It is going to generate a file called package.json. Remembered yesterday we done that. What is this purpose of package.json? Package.json comprises of project metadata, means project related, all the details are present in package.json file. Package.json. Its dependencies and versions and everything is present here. Actually, it is in it. Okay, right. One more I told you, we will add folders by name public. Another one is SRC. Public is used for keeping all static resources. SRC is used for keeping all the dynamic resources. So these two folders. One more I showed you. So we install npm init, right? Init, we have another one, ESLint /config. What is it? ESLint. What is this ESLint config? What is ESLint? Yesterday we discussed what about ESLint. What is it? That means it goes with the standards. What is the problem with this? If developer is not following the standards of coding, violating the standards, not writing the code as per standards, then so it is going to show errors, warnings. So that these errors and warnings will indicate that the developer is not writing the logic as per standards. So it makes sure that developers follow the standards, and you can reduce code inconsistency. We can reduce code inconsistency. That can be done by using this. Okay. Now today we are going to see the other concepts. Yesterday we created one project. So this is the project. So this is the project we have, JavaScript project, and this is the environment setup we created. We added the files and we configured all the environment here. Now we will start working with this environment and we will see how we can manage. This is the environment setup we have given. Right now we will today we will start how to use JavaScript. So today we are going to learn working with JavaScript. First we are going to learn JavaScript client side. After that I will show you server side and in other ways how it is used. Okay, we will see client side. Give me 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, so we are going to see how to use JavaScript client side. How do we use JavaScript client side? I told you that JavaScript is not just only for client side. We can use server side, database everywhere, but we will start with client side first because majority of web development uses JavaScript client side. So what is the meaning of client side and how we can deal with this? How we can start working with client side and how we can deal with that? Actually, handling JavaScript client side means nothing, but actually you are using with HTML. Client side means JavaScript is used client side with HTML. It is used with HTML client side we use. For what purpose we use JavaScript with HTML? What is the role of JavaScript with HTML? Actually, JavaScript is used for various reasons. One is it is used for DOM manipulations. It is used for DOM manipulations. So I hope when you learned HTML, you learned what is DOM. DOM means document object model. Generally, people learn about DOM when they start learning about HTML. That's a very basic thing of HTML. HTML presents DOM. That's the general concept. So there is no necessity to anybody who learned HTML to tell them what is DOM, because HTML is DOM, right? So if you are not aware of that, I will give a simple overview, because basic HTML learners knows what is DOM. Because how your HTML works, I will give a simple overview how your HTML is going to work. A simple overview. Generally, in HTML, you might have already learned that usually we have browsers. Generally we will have browsers. So let's say, so we have browser. So we have a browser. Actually, every browser will have a browser engines. Every browser is going to have a browser engine. Every browser have a engine. So that is the browser architecture. Rendering engines, parsing engines will be there. Usually when you write any logic, suppose you are writing some B and you are writing hello. Like this, you return something. Actually, this is what, this is markup. You are writing the markup. When you write markup, first into bytes. It is converted into binary form like this. Whatever the markup you written, it is first converted into bytes. Bytes is 0101 form, it is converted. After converting into bytes, what happens is these bytes are converted into characters. These are converted into characters. These bytes are transformed into characters. Characters means they will be like angle brace. After that, it will be B. After that, it will be another angle brace. After that, it will be head to characters. Binary are again converted into characters. After converting into characters, after converting in the characters, these characters are formed together into, these characters are formed together into tokens. We call them tokens. These characters are combined and they make to tokens. Token means what happens is generally token means it will be like this. B tokens. They are converted. So these are tokens. These tokens are converted into nodes. These tokens are converted into nodes. These tokens are generally called as, generally people call these tokens as tags. They call them as tags. So, and these are converted into nodes. Nodes. That means now what is the node? Node is nothing but this B becomes bold. It becomes bold. The B becomes bold. These are called what? Nodes and elements. These are called elements. So the tags are converted into elements. After they are converted into elements, these elements are arranged in an hierarchical order. They are arranged in an hierarchical order. That means a parent-child order hierarchy. They will be arranged in a hierarchical order. That means hierarchy means parent-child. That means you have like a parent and you have like child one like this. You have like child one and you have like child two. Like this, they are arranged. They are arranged like this. Child one, child two, they are arranged in this way. Now, these are called as, usually this is called as the hierarchy of arranging the elements. This is called as DOM. This arranging hierarchy is called as DOM. What does DOM means? Document object what? Model. So HTML presents the DOM. That means now this DOM actually, this DOM is converted. This DOM is converted. This DOM will undergo a process called, it will undergo a process called layout. That means it will undergo a process called rendering. Rendering means preparing the final output. The output is ready. That output is called as layout. We call that output as layout. After the layout is ready, this layout need to be presented on your browser. The process of presenting the layout is called rendering, is called painting. And the result of painting is in your browser. You will see the word hello in bold letters. This is the basic process how actually your HTML works. Majority everybody who knows basic HTML, he knows this. Everybody knows who learned HTML. Because without knowing this, you cannot say I know HTML. This is a basic process of HTML, means how HTML actually works. It's a very basic model. So everybody knows what is a tag, everybody knows what is an element, and everybody knows what is a DOM. Up to HTML level, these points must be very clean. So you return markup, the markup is converted into bytes. Bytes are again converted into characters. Characters are converted into tokens. Tokens are converted into elements. Elements means nodes. These elements are arranged in a hierarchical order. This hierarchical order is called as DOM. And this DOM is rendered. Rendering means generating output. And finally, it is presented in the page. It is presented in the page. And presenting on the page is called as painting. We call this process as painting. That is how actually browser works. That is how all the process of browser works. So HTML is going to do what? HTML is going to present DOM. HTML is going to present the DOM in a hierarchical order. It is going to present. Now, after it presented, I want to remove one element from DOM. I want to add some element into DOM after presentation. After presentation, I want to add some element. I want to remove some element. I want to change the title of some element dynamically. We need to do. That means, for example, you designed a form. In the form, you kept a button, and that button is a register button. And whenever user enters wrong details, that register button should be disabled. It should not work. If user enters correct details, then it should be enabled. That means you are manipulating an element which is present in DOM. You are enabling it, you are disabling it, you can hide it, you can show it, you can remove it from the page. All these are considered as what? These all are considered as DOM manipulations. Who is going to control this? HTML presented, finish, but who will manipulate it? So the role of JavaScript is to manipulate the DOM. DOM manipulations. DOM manipulations means what? In the DOM manipulations, adding elements. So it includes removing elements. It includes updating data into elements. All such activities are managed by JavaScript. These are DOM manipulations. All these activities are managed by JavaScript. So if anybody asks what is the purpose of JavaScript with HTML client side? Client side JavaScript, one main reason is it is used for DOM manipulation. You can see that how it works, right? Updating is this, okay? You can see how it works. For example, I will show you. We designed a project yesterday. Now in this project, we will put a startup page. I hope you people know every application starts with the index.html. Generally where we keep that index.html is kept outside this project location. Startup page must be outside. You need to keep it outside. So add a new file called index.html. This is your startup page. And I am not teaching you any HTML. You know how to design a HTML page. In this HTML page, I am writing here, suppose B. I will just show you the process. See, I am not writing anything. Just I am using B. And I write hello. I will show you how sections here. I am not writing any sections. Just I written bold and hello. Now let's run this page. Already we installed live server, right? So right click in the page and open with live server. You have to select open with live server. Open with live server. You can see it will open and show the page here. So it is going to show the page, and in the page there is hello. And now observe carefully here. Right click in the page, go to inspect. You have an inspect option, go to inspect. When you go to inspect, here you see there is a elements category. You can see there is an elements category. In the elements category, you can see already there is a body and HTML section. Have we written it? We are not writing it, but automatically browser transforms it. This is hierarchy. This hierarchy is DOM hierarchy. That means it knows that the bold element cannot be independent. It must be in which section? Body. Even you don't write body, it will create that hierarchy and put that element where it belongs to. So this hierarchy of arranging content is called as DOM. You can do one more thing. You go to the settings, you will see more options will be there. In these options, you go to performance. There is a performance option. Select performance. Currently, you can see elements and console. I selected performance. Performance opens like this. Now here, click the record button. When you click the record button, it starts recording your activities. Now let's refresh this. When I refresh this, you can see it is recording your activities. Let it record for 10-15 seconds. So after that, I will stop. Okay, now you can see it will show the activities, what happened in the background. And see the activities. In those activities, it is showing the process. You see the process. It is showing the terms rendering, painting, scripting, loading. The terms that I given here, they are not general terms. They are architectural terms, browser architecture. Rendering means preparing output, and painting means presenting. That means if any client complains that so this page is not loading fast, it is slow, then how a developer knows where it is slow? Because page have a lot of phases, and a developer should know in which phase what activities are performed. And he will see the timing, which phase is taking more time. And he will see that rendering is 5 seconds, painting is 5 seconds, 5 milliseconds there. And scripting is 379 milliseconds. That means it is taking more time in scripting. And he knows what happens in that scripting phase, and he will try to reduce burden in that phase. Right? So technically a developer should know various phases of a HTML page that generally people learn in HTML itself. right? HTML means not learning how to write heading, paragraphs, and all. A HTML developer should know how his HTML is going to perform. It is going to present where it is having issues. That is very important for real world development. So learning heading, paragraph, school level people also do, because if you know, in CBSE syllabus, 5th grade HTML is there. That means 5th class students know HTML. That is equal. You are equal to 5th class students in CBSE. That's not a bigger concept actually. Everybody knows these tags, markups, and all. But the point is, in real world, the issues are related to performance. Issues are related to the content that you keep. That is the reason developers should know these phases when learning about HTML. So HTML presents DOM, HTML presents DOM, and JavaScript is used for manipulating the DOM. Manipulating DOM means adding elements, removing elements, updating elements. All such activities are done here. Next important, another work is actually JavaScript not only DOM manipulations. JavaScript can handle use it for handling. So you can say browser for handling browser objects. It is used for handling browser objects. JavaScript is very popular for handling browser objects. Browser objects means, for example, you see website. Now a website, these days you see a websites, whenever you open the alert, they say that our website needs cookies, right? Accept cookies from our site. Your browser is not allowing cookies. That means allow cookies. Do you want to allow cookies? I hope everybody see this today. These days, every website when you open, it will say cookies. That means your browser is not having some features enabled. Then how a website knows that? How a website knows which browser you are using? Because when you open Gmail in Edge, it will show an alert, better use Chrome. Have you seen that? That means how Gmail knows that you are not using Chrome, you are using Edge or Firefox. That means how a website knows information about your browser. And some websites will say that you are using old browser, please update. How they know which version browser I am using? That means who is sending our browser related information? All such information is done by using some browser objects. Browser objects, not only this, for example, you open some websites, they will ask that allow your location. They say that our website wants to know your location so that we can know from which city you are accessing, so that we can show you the results nearby. Right? That means now who is sending your geolocation to their website? Actually, that is done by a browser only. Your browser is sending your geolocation to website people. Now, if you are handling a browser related lot of interactions are there. JavaScript is used for those interactions also. That means knowing your location, allowing cookies, allowing various types of plugins. All these activities are done by using what? Browser. Browser objects, handling browser objects means it includes location, it includes navigator, it includes history, so it includes document, it includes even window. So many are there. We will learn about them. In JavaScript, we will discuss about that. what are these browser objects and how it handles that. So JavaScript is used client side for a lot of reasons. And one primary reason, DOM manipulation. Another primary reason is handling browser objects. Another important, it is used for client side validations. It is used for client side validations. Client side validations means, so verify whether the values user entered are as per the requirements of the server. That means generally when user enters any details and submits to server will verify those details are valid or not. Then it will send it to databases if necessary. But verifying the details on server is a burden to server. Generally, what happens in web applications usually is, in general web applications, what is the process actually happens is, so we have databases. That means we have database. In the database, you have details like name. So you have details like age, like this. And our client side, this is client side. Client side is, we are using a browser. And this is a user. This is an user. Now what happens is, this cannot directly communicate with the database. You need some middleware actually. You need another help. You need some server side technology. This is server side APIs and all. What happens from client? The information will come to server side. Server will send to database. That is the process generally happens. Now what happened is, client side, user have to enter name and the user have to enter age. Suppose they entered age as a string, wrong data. Age must be a number. Now, whatever the details they entered, these details will come to server first. And server will verify the details. Server will send these details to database. Database will reject these details. Why it rejects the details? Because it is expecting age as a number and you send a string. When database rejects the information, server will catch that and it will verify why it rejected, and it will send that information to client saying that I can't store this. This is a lengthy process. That means going to server to database, get rejected there and come back. So giving every work to server will be a lot of burden to server. Then what developer can do? Instead of, we can verify here. After verifying, we can send to database. But giving every work to server is burden. So you can verify these details in browser itself. Before they are submitted to server, we can verify those details in the browser itself. When you verify in browser, then if everything is fine, then we can send it to server. So that is what important advantage. So what is the advantage is, you can reduce burden on server by verifying the details in the client side itself. This is called as what? Client side validations. Validations, why we need validations? Validation is nothing but it is the process of verifying input. And why we need validations? Validations are required to ensure that contradictory and unauthorized data is not stored into database. That is very important. Contradictory and unauthorized data is not stored into the database. Contradictory means the data type you are sending, the data type it is expecting are not matching. That is contradictory. Unauthorized means you are sending 4, it is allowing only 2. That means it is not authorized to handle your data. So this is prevention of contradictory values, unauthorized values. That is called as what? Validation. And what is the main purpose of validation is, the main purpose of validation is reduce burden. Burden on whom? Burden on server. The main purpose of this is reduce burden on server. This is the purpose of JavaScript. So JavaScript is used for DOM manipulations. JavaScript is used for browser objects, and JavaScript is used mostly for client-side validation. There are so many other interactions that you will learn under the DOM manipulations and validation. These are the primary concepts. Why JavaScript is required for client side, right? So what is the role of JavaScript client side? It is used in 3 major areas: for DOM manipulations, for browser objects, and another one is client side validation. Client side validations. That is very important. But JavaScript have some problems. JavaScript language have some issues. So here the key point is, what are the frequently asked question is, what are the issues with the JavaScript? What are the issues with JavaScript? What are the problems with JavaScript? What is the problem with JavaScript? First important problem is JavaScript. JavaScript is not a strongly typed language. That is first problem with JavaScript. JavaScript is not a strongly typed language. So strongly typed language means you cannot have a restriction for data types of values. For example, I declared some, later you will learn variables and all, we will see that. Suppose I am having some age. So variable some age is equal to some 23. Its age is what type? Age is a number type. And into that age, later I am sending some John, a string type. So this is valid. It is valid. It will not say it is invalid. That is the nature of JavaScript. That is the meaning of not strongly typed. Right? That means if any other programming languages like C, C++, Java, .NET, all, they will say age integer. That means age must be only number. In JavaScript, no chance. You can store anything into it. Then how do you restrict this? Right? Whether they entered a number or a string, and make sure that if they entered a number, then allow, otherwise don't. That means internally it cannot handle that. You have to write logic and verify. That's not a great concept. So that means later into that age, if I say true, that is also valid. It can handle any kind of data. So it is not strongly typed. It is not strongly typed. This is one major problem with JavaScript. There is no solution for this. Only the point is you have to manually write logic and verify. So JavaScript bigger issue is it is not strongly typed. And another important, JavaScript is not implicitly strictly typed. It is not implicitly strictly typed. It is not even strictly typed also. Implicitly strictly typed. That means here the point is, actually in many interviews they ask this question, even for experienced people. On JavaScript interviews, they ask, what is the difference between strongly typed and strictly typed? What is strongly typed and what is strictly typed? Strictly typed means JavaScript will not restrict the developers directly to follow standards. We have to manually tell JavaScript to follow standards. If any developer is writing any logic without standards also, it will accept. We have to manually tell. I told you ESLint. ESLint is nothing but you installed ESLint, you configured ESLint, then only it is verifying. If I don't install, I don't configure ESLint, it will not verify. That means even a developer is writing. What is meant by strictly typed? Strictly typed means it is not following the standards of coding. Without following the standards of coding also it will work. Internally it will work, right? For example, I said x equal to 10 and I am printing the value of x. I am using x equal to 10. Actually, as per programming standards, now without declaring a variable called x, you cannot use that x. But here we are using x without declaring. So this is valid in JavaScript. That is not a good concept, but it is valid. In JavaScript, it is valid. Without declaring, you can directly use it. That is not good. Many programming languages will not allow that. Many programming languages, what they do? Many programming languages will say that you need to declare a variable before you are assigning or using it. But here it is allowing it. So it is not implicitly strictly typed. It will allowing. You have to turn on the stricts. I will show you. That means you need to turn on the rules. If you turn on the rules, then it will verify. If you don't turn on the rules, it will not verify. It will not verify. That is what actually the point of JavaScript. So it is not strongly typed and it is not strictly typed, not implicitly strictly typed, explicitly strictly typed. Explicitly means you have to manually turn on the strict and it will verify. Otherwise, it will not verify. Another important point is JavaScript. JavaScript here the problem is not an JavaScript. JavaScript is not an OOP language. It is not an OOP language. Yesterday itself I told you it is not a OOP language, but it supports some features of OOPs. If it is not a OOP language and it is supporting only some features of OOPs, then a lot of issues are there. That means so extensibility issues will be there. And security, code level security issues will be there. Code level security issues will be there. Security issues will be there. So reusability issues also will be there. Reusability issues also will be there. Reusability will be there, but reusability issues will be there. Some issues it cannot handle. So JavaScript is not a OOP language. It supports only some features of OOPs. Due to that, it cannot manage everything perfectly. It is having extensibility, but there are some issues in it. It handles, it doesn't handle code level security at all. No code level security. It handles reusability, but some issues are there. That means there are some problems that you are going to learn while learning OOP concept. So JavaScript is not strongly typed, JavaScript not strictly typed, JavaScript is not an OOP language. Several features are lacking. Another important is actually JavaScript is not having so features for dynamic polymorphism. For dynamic polymorphism, this also I will explain. Dynamic polymorphism I will explain. So that is called as overloading and all. This I will tell you when we learn OOP concepts. JavaScript is not having the features of dynamic polymorphism. That is very, very big problem. Usually every OOP languages will have a dynamic polymorphism. What is that? You will learn when OOP concept comes. Okay. The point here now, JavaScript is having a lot of technical issues when compared to other programming languages. So these are all the major issues of JavaScript, technically issues. And one more problem we know already, that what is the problem? JavaScript can be disabled by browser. JavaScript can be disabled by browser. Browser can disable JavaScript. JavaScript can be disabled by browser. A browser can disable JavaScript, then JavaScript will not work. So if anybody asks like, is there any alternative? No alternative. Don't talk about that at all. There is no alternative. Browser disables JavaScript. JavaScript related any concept will never work. JavaScript based any technology will not work if JavaScript is disabled in browser. It is mandatory that JavaScript must be enabled in browser. I hope you learned in HTML how to know JavaScript enabled or not. To know JavaScript enabled or not, we have to use no script element. No script is an HTML element used to verify JavaScript enabled or not. In HTML, you people learned, please enable JavaScript on your browser. That is the message we are giving. HTML can display this message in the page when JavaScript is not working on the browser. Currently JavaScript is working, so there is no message. Let's block JavaScript on browser. We will go to edge colon /settings. These are edge settings. Chrome settings, edge settings. In the edge settings, search for JavaScript settings. You search for JavaScript settings. In JavaScript settings, you can see JavaScript is currently allowed. I am blocking JavaScript. When I am blocking JavaScript, this must be displayed. Please enable JavaScript on your browser. Any concept of JavaScript is not going to work. That means any technology of JavaScript is not going to work. React, Angular, Vue, anything. JavaScript is disabled. No JavaScript based technology will work on your browser. It is compulsory to enable JavaScript. So if browser can disable JavaScript, you may ask like why browsers will disable JavaScript. Basically, you know already web development, HTML and all these things, because we know that JavaScript is the primary helper for Trojans. It is the primary helper for Trojans. Trojans means, you know, virus Trojans are there. Trojans means a Trojan can broadcast your information to others. That means if a Trojan is in your machine, anybody installed a Trojan in your machine, you don't know that it is there, but he can control your machine remotely now. That means you see TeamViewer, AnyDesk. How anybody can control your machine? How anybody can control your machine? Your machine information is broadcasted to somebody. And how it is broadcasted? By using JavaScript only. If JavaScript is not enabled, then it cannot broadcast your information to others. So that is the reason they give an option of blocking JavaScript if you have any suspicious activities. So if you think anybody is monitoring your websites, accessing your contents, then you can simply block JavaScript. It will stop. It is not virus. We call them as what? Trojans. That is the reason there is an option for disabling JavaScript. And HTML have a tag called no script, which tells whether JavaScript is enabled or not. Right? So the problem here is you written a lot of JavaScript, but it will not work. That's the reason DOM manipulations, validations, all these are very important, but they will work only when client-side JavaScript is enabled. So that is the reason generally server-side people, what they do, they write validations client-side and server-side also. Because if client-side is bypassed, then it will catch server-side and verify server-side. But if client-side is working, that is good. It reduces burden on server. We write both. We don't just leave only client-side. We will write both, right? That is what actually the concept. These are the issues with the JavaScript. These are all the problems with the JavaScript. And how to overcome these problems for JavaScript? That means what is solution? What is solution? Solution, all problems, there is no solution, but we have a solution called TypeScript. TypeScript can resolve a lot of issues, but TypeScript also, problem is finally TypeScript is not understandable to browsers. Browser have to translate everything into JavaScript. But TypeScript has so many features. I am not discussing them here. So that becomes a TypeScript class now, right? So we are not discussing anything about TypeScript, but TypeScript have more better features when compared to JavaScript, but TypeScript is not directly used. So we use TypeScript. With the TypeScript, we translate to JavaScript. From JavaScript, it is given to browser. That is the process it happens. So that is not the point we are going to discuss here. I hope you are clear now. So JavaScript is used client side. For what purpose we use client side, and what are the issues with the JavaScript? What are the problems with JavaScript? Now let's see how to use it. So that means now we need to create one page. We are creating a page. This is a HTML page. And here we have a HTML page. So I give as home. So I say JavaScript some, so ES6, that's what I am writing. Now you can right click on the page and open with the live server and it will show some message. I want to use JavaScript in this page. Suppose I want a button here. I want a button here and print button. I want this print button to print the current page. I want the print button to print the current page. That means I want JavaScript to make this button functional. That means you designed a button, that is, we created a button. Actually, this is referred as static DOM. This is called static DOM. Actually, what happens is, whenever you request a page, this is important to understand. Actually, you request page from browser. You request page from browser. That means index.html you requested. When you request a page from the browser, what happens is, actually, your browser will use an event called DOM content loaded. DOM content loaded is an event. It's an event. What happens is, this event is going to load the DOM into the browser. That means this is your browser. Browser uses which method? Browser uses a method. What is the method? DOM content loaded. That is the method. On this method, what it will do? It will load the page contents. That means it will load the contents. That means what contents it will load? Same. Whatever you defined here, it is loaded. This content is loaded in the page. That means there is a button here. What is the button name? Button name is what? Print. So On which method your content is loaded? It is loaded on a method called DOM content loaded. After that, this DOM is actually, this is actually DOM. This is called static DOM. Static DOM means it is loaded, but it is not doing any work. It's not functional. It is not working. There is no functionality, only static. It is not having any functionality. So what happens now? This static DOM should be converted into dynamic DOM. It should be converted into dynamic DOM. It is converted into dynamic DOM. Static DOM is converted into dynamic. Dynamic DOM means which responds your interactions. And to convert static DOM into dynamic DOM, which language we are using? So we are using JavaScript. By using JavaScript, we are going to handle this. So what is the role of JavaScript now? JavaScript is going to convert the static DOM into dynamic. Once the static DOM is converted into dynamic, that means it starts responding. You start interactions. So this is DOM content loaded. So you observe carefully now. Here, let's open inspect. After opening inspect, here, let's go to network category. Here, go to network. There is a network category. In the inspect developer tools, go to network category. In the network category, you can see this is network. In the network category, it will record the network activities. Previously, you saw performance. That is different. That is how browser loads. That is the performance. Here, how page loads. So you see now, I will refresh the page and it records the activities. And when it records the activities, you see index page is loaded and you see it is using a method called DOM content loaded. DOM content loaded, that is the method. On this method, it is going to load every content on your page. So finish, everything is ready now. DOM content loaded, but it is not dynamic DOM. It is only static DOM. Is it working? It's not working. How do we convert the static DOM into dynamic DOM? Only DOM content loaded. How do we convert the static DOM into dynamic DOM? By using JavaScript. Now, how JavaScript will take control of this page? To convert the static DOM into dynamic DOM, JavaScript have to take control now. That means now the question here is, now the point here is, how JavaScript converts static DOM into dynamic DOM. How it will convert the static DOM into dynamic DOM. So this question can be in another way also. That means how JavaScript can take can be integrated into page. So the question is how JavaScript converts static DOM into dynamic DOM. So means how the static DOM is converted into by integrating JavaScript functions, integrating JavaScript functions into page. Understood? By integrating JavaScript functions into page, it converts the static DOM into dynamic. How JavaScript functions can be integrated into page? JavaScript functions are integrated into page. So in three different ways. JavaScript can be integrated into page in three different ways. Suppose, for example, you learned CSS. So what is the purpose of CSS? Styling HTML. That means giving HTML more effectiveness. Styling, that is more effectiveness, right? How CSS take control over an HTML element? Suppose there is a button. I want to set color for button. Then how CSS will take control of button? How it will take control of button? There are several ways. There are three different primary ways. One, you can put a color for button by writing styles inside the button itself by using a style attribute. Am I right? You can write a style attribute and you can directly apply color. That is one technique. Another technique is, instead of writing inside button, you can put an ID or class and you can define the styles in head section. Am I right? That is one technique. Another technique is, instead of writing in head or body section, you can write styles in a separate style sheet. Am I right? That means in how many ways you can apply styles? 3 ways. You call it as inline, embedded, and external style sheets. Same JavaScript also. That means in how many ways JavaScript functions can be integrated into HTML. So how many ways you can integrate? There are 3 different ways. One is, JavaScript can be inline, JavaScript can be embedded, and JavaScript can be from external file. There are 3 different ways. You can have JavaScript inline, you can have JavaScript embedded, and you can have JavaScript in external file. That means you can integrate in 3 different ways. What is difference between them? Let's see. First, I will show you inline JavaScript. Inline JavaScript is nothing but, in this technique, JavaScript functions are directly written in HTML elements start tag. It is written in start tag. So in this technique, JavaScript functions are directly written in HTML elements start tag. We directly write in HTML element start tag. How we write? Like this. That means we will write like this. Button on click is equal to directly window.print. It is going to print the current window. What is window? What is print? All these we will learn. We will discuss. Currently, our concentration is not what is on click, what is window and all. Our point is how JavaScript is kept in a page. What is on click, what is window print? We are going to learn it. We are going to detailedly understand that. So here the point is, the just understanding concept is, when button is clicked, on click, it will print the current window. So that means we have a print buttons start tag. In the tag, we need to write the functionality. You don't write the functionality in the end tag, in the start tag. This is inline. Nothing else. This is enough. It starts working now. That means now the button, static button, converts into a dynamic button. It starts responding now. That means now what I have to do here, just we have to create an option, say on click. On click is equal to window.print. That's it. So I am just writing this. Now the static DOM is converted into dynamic DOM. And now you can see, when I click the print button, it is going to open the printer settings and it can open and show the print. That means now the button is working. We made the static button into dynamic, but where JavaScript functions are written? JavaScript functions are written within the element, within the tag. This technique is called as what? Inline. What is good about this inline? What is good about this inline is, so it is faster in responding. It is faster in responding because you return a function inside the element, it is easy for that element to access the function. That means it responds fast. It responds fast. That means it is going to easily access that because it is written locally. Inside an element, you return a function, then it can access that function faster. So that is one advantage. What is drawback of this? So it is faster in responding, but what is the drawback of this? The drawback of this is nothing but one of the major drawback of this is, so it is not good. It is not good for reusability. It is not good for reusability. It is not good for reusability. It is not great in reusability. That means I want to reuse the same functionality somewhere else, sometime later we want to use the same functionality again. You may ask, like, why do we reuse? It's a very common concept actually. Why do we reuse? Suppose I will tell you a simple point. Tell me in how many ways we can save a file. In how many ways you can save a file? You can go to file menu and select save. You can go to file menu and select save as. Save as also will save. You can press Ctrl S. You can press Ctrl S. Some applications have a save button in toolbar. In toolbar, they have a save button. You can click on the save button also. That means file menu save as, Ctrl S and the save button. 4 times you will write the functionality. The functionality is same. Then you will write 4 times. You will not write 4 times. But if it is inline, you written for a button, how it will work for a file menu? That means you have to write for file menu again. You have to write for shortcut again. That means it is not reusable. That means, for example, suppose I am giving a drop down here. In the drop down, there is an option called open. There is an option called close. There is an option here called save. And when user selects the option save, it should save. It should save. Or here I am giving an option called print. I am giving an print. Now, when user selects that print option, then the same print should work again. Will you write again? That's not good idea. But if you write inline, you have to write every time. That means, remember, one line functionality, it's okay, we can write. But if a function have a functionality which will be 10, 20 lines of code, later it will be hundreds, thousands of lines code, then you cannot rewrite the code. Reusability issues are there. Then what we do here is, we don't write inline. Instead of writing inline, it is not good for reusability. So then what we do, we use another technique. This is which technique? Inline. Let me copy this technique. That means here on drop down, we have to handle. But it is a risky, lengthy process. It is there. So later you are going to learn this. So what we will do, I will copy this example for you. This is inline. This is inline. So now next important, what is the solution for this? That is embedded. Embedded. JavaScript can be embedded. The solution is JavaScript embedded. Embedded means what? Embedded means nothing but JavaScript functions are kept. They are kept in a script container. JavaScript functions are kept in a script container and can be accessed from any element, can be accessed from any element. JavaScript functions are kept in a script container and can be accessed from any element. You can access from any element. Now, where to keep this script? What is the advantage of this? The advantage of this is you can reuse. You can reuse the functions. You can reuse the functions. We can reuse the functions so that we can access and use from anywhere. Now, the point here is where to keep the script container now. Actually, the script container can be in head section or in body. The script container can be in head or body section. You can keep in head section or in body. There are so many points. I will tell you again those points here. That means you can keep the script container in the head section or in the body, in the head or body sections. For example, you see here, I am removing the function from here. Now what we do is go to head section and put a container called what? Script. And this script container will have a function. You have to write a function. Remember, these all topics we will learn detailedly. What is function, why it is written like that and all. Don't concentrate on that. As of now, just understand the scenarios. Logically writing, we will discuss detailedly. You have to just understand the scenario. Means in first scenario, where we written inline. In the second scenario, we are writing embedded. Embedded means what? You can keep in script container, which can be in head or body section. Here, script function. What is the function here? The function name. Suppose print page. That is the function name. What this function will have? Functionality. It will have a functionality called window.print. Now this print page function should be used on click. That means on click, we can access that print page. It is going to access print page. That is reusability. What is advantage here? Suppose not only this button, suppose there is another button. There is another button. This button have suppose print, another button print page. This also should print the page. Then what we do? We will put an option called on click. This also will access print page. You can reuse it. Now in this function, there are 20-30 lines of code you can use from any element you want. As of now, one line is there. But if there are many lines of logic, you can reuse that logic. You don't need to rewrite. That means now what happens is it is going to handle this. I click on print, it is working. And I click on print page, that is also working. That means the purpose is reusability. So you can reuse without rewriting, but it is little slow when compared to inline. It is slow when compared to inline. Actually, you can keep script container can be in head section or body section. So you have to define functions. You have to define functions in head, in script container. How to write that? Just example I will give here. Script, and what we have to do? Function and function name. Function name is some print page, and in that what is the functionality? Some window.print, that is, and close the script. This is how we need to define. We can keep this in the head section or in body section. We can keep. What is difference? I will tell you. Why, when to keep in head, when to keep in body, we will discuss those points. Actually, what is advantage of doing this? So you can access from any location. So button on click, it should access which one? Print page. Print page. It can access that print page and it can define. So this is the button and it can handle and manage. That's how it is going to do, right? This is the option how it is going to handle. What is this technique is called as embedded. What is good about this? You can reuse, but what is little problem about this is it is slow. It is slow. It is slower. So when compared to inline, it is slower when compared to inline. Inline is faster, but embedded is slower. When compared to inline, it is slow. It is slow. Performance will be little slow. For example, I will show you here. See here, I am going to this now and define open inspect. I will open inspect. In this, go to network category. Go to the network category. So this is network category. And I will once refresh the page. Okay, now you can see when I refresh the page and I am clicking on print buttons and like this activity I am doing, and you can see it is showing how many seconds it is loaded. So 76 milliseconds it loaded. So 76 milliseconds it is taking time. Now what I will do is I will copy this code for you. This is an example for embedded. Okay, I will remove this embedded code. I will write the code inline. I am writing the code inline. What is it? Window.print. I am writing the code inline. That is window.print. We are writing the code inline. When you are writing the code inline, so now I will refresh this one more time here and let's add the functionality now. And I see here, you can see we are writing inline and see the load time initially it has taken 2 milliseconds less. Here it is 76 milliseconds, same. But this load time indicates with the functionality how much. That is little better. When compared to what? The functionality when compared to embedded. That depends. You see the performance are calculated in so many ways. I will tell you further later, so many options you will see. That means the point here is when you are dealing with any embedded logic, it has to come from outside and work. If you are writing any inline logic, it should fire up internally. So it is fast. So when it is dealing with external, it will take some time. So the point here is when you are working with embedded, so the script is kept in head or body section. And this script will be little slow when compared to what? Inline. Now the question here is, in many interviews they ask this is, what is difference? What is difference between script in head and body? What is difference between script in head and body? What is the difference between script in head and script in body? That means where to keep. Actually, you can keep the script in both head and body. In 2 locations you can write. In 2 locations, 2 times you can write. Doesn't matter, it works. But the point is how developer decides which one to keep in head and which one to keep in body. Actually, this anybody can answer who knows what is the purpose of head section in HTML. Can you tell what is the purpose of head section in HTML? Don't say title, link and all these things. The question is why to write any content in head section of page. Why you write title in head? So for example, see here, I am writing here. This is title. Na? title. What is the title here? Title here is some index. Okay. And you can see title is written in that, and you see title is working here. Here it is coming now. In which section you written? Head section. I am writing title in body section. And here I am making the title as home. So JavaScript. I will save this. And you can see that is also working. But you never tried this. That means everybody who trained you HTML, they forced you in your brain and fixed it, that it should be in head section only. But you can write anywhere. Then why to write in head section? Actually, what happens, what is the purpose of head section is, head section is intended to load the content into browser memory first. It is intended to load into browser memory, and from browser memory it is delivered to page. That means content is not directly loaded into page. It is first loaded into memory. If any content you want to directly load into page without loading into memory of browser, then you have to write in body. That means when you write everything in the body section, that means when you want this title, I want this title when browser wants to use it. So for example, if you write in body section, at the time of loading body itself, it will be loaded. It is not present in browser memory. Remember, it is not present in browser memory. It is loaded into directly body section. But later, anywhere we want to use this title from the browser memory, we want to access and use the title. It says that I can't find title. Why? It is not in the memory. But as you said, search engines, what search engines will do? Search engines will look for title of your page and it is unable to find it now. Why? Because it is not in memory, but it is in page. That means it is rendered and it is finished. It is not loaded into memory. What is the advantage of loading in memory? If it is loaded into memory, from there you can access and use in the page anytime you want. So without that, if you want to directly render into page, you can write in body section also. But it cannot be available in memory. Later, if you want this title to be used, it cannot work. That is the difficult. That means it has to load the page every time, again and again. This is lengthy. That is the reason we keep the section in which area? We keep the section, this we keep in which area? Head. So that means what is the purpose of head section? Script in head section is intended to load into browser memory, and then later accessed by page whenever required. This is the purpose of script in head section. What is the purpose of script in body section? Script in body section is intended to load into page. So into page directly. So it is actually it is not in memory of browser. It is not in memory of browser. This will be a problem. Again, body have to load if he has to use your script. That means if any content you want directly to work, for example, you see here, I am writing here a script. And I will just put an alert, hello. I am writing a script and hello. Then automatically at the time of loading the body, it says hello. And if I want to access this hello again, it is not in memory, it's gone. Again, I want to get that hello message. Then what I have to do? I have to load the page again. Understood? That means it is not in the memory. Suppose any button wants to go and use that. If I put a button and that button should fire up that hello again, it will not, because it is not there in the memory, it's gone. That means now you have to keep it in the memory. It's not in the memory. Again, you refresh, then only it will come. That means some script you want directly to apply on page without loading into memory. Then put it in which section? Body. Some script you want to load into memory and then deliver to the page whenever it needs. Then you have to better keep in which section? Head. Can you keep in both sections? Yes. We can keep in head section and we can keep in both. So body. So in both locations, there can be script. If anybody asks, can I write multiple script containers in one page? You can. That means I am writing one in head. So this is a hello from body. I am writing like this. And here we write another script. Here what we will do? We will write. So here we will write alert. Again alert. This is from hello. Hello from what section? Head. I'm just writing, but later you can write reusability and all. And you can see that it says hello from body. You see, refresh, hello from head first. After that, hello from body. That is what it happened. And very important is when you added this, extra, I added this. So when you added this, it will first load into memory. From the memory, it is delivered to the page. It is delivered to the page. That is what actually it is happening. Right? So where to keep the script? In head section or in body section? It can be kept in both locations. And you decide according to situation. If you want when to call, when to load, then you keep in head. Many times in several software development process, you will see senior software engineers, they put the script, they put a script outside body also. It will work. Outside body, that means here I am keeping an alert. So alert say hello from document, from outside document. Just roughly I am giving this. That means you can see script outside also working. So it is working outside also. You will see some people writing the script outside also it works. But this is not recommended. But in several software projects, you will see your seniors, experienced people writing like that. You ask them why you are writing outside. They will say it will perform faster. Then you ask like, do I need to write like this? He will say, no, don't write. You write in head or body only. Then why you are writing? I know because I am in this from 20 years. I know the situation. Because you write outside, it will be abnormal in behavior. Abnormal in behavior means in some situations it will not work. In some situations it will work. And what are those situations? He knows very well. Why? Because he worked in different project environments. He knows the situation. That you cannot calculate as a fresher, that you need to know after working on several projects. Then you will get an experience that, okay, for this situation, outside is fine. For this situation, outside not suggestible. So that you cannot make a decision at this level. That's the reason it is never told anybody by anywhere, in any website, any YouTube video, nobody tells you that. But you will see in companies, everybody writing outside sometimes. That is taken care by your senior people, how it is to be handled. So JavaScript can be inline and JavaScript can be embedded. In embedded, there are so many other points. We will discuss those in the next session. Tomorrow we will do that. Okay. Tomorrow we will get an idea of how to put complete JavaScript in a page. Then we can start learning JavaScript. Here we are not learning initially JavaScript language here. What is a function? What is on click? Those all you will learn. As of now, just I am explaining the scenario in how many ways JavaScript can be integrated. One is inline, another one is embedded. In embedded, so many other points are there that we will discuss in the next session. Tomorrow we will do that. Okay. In tomorrow's session, we will discuss how embedded works in a more features about embedded than external files. Then we can start language working with it. Okay. Tomorrow we'll see. And if anybody don't have the classroom code, this is the classroom code where we will upload all the classroom related notes. So some people may be newly attending today. So this is Google Classroom code. Login into Google Classroom app. So on browser or on your mobile, and give this code. You will get the notes related to you will get the notes related to what we discussed up to now. Okay. I will upload the previous videos also here. You can watch if you missed the previous videos. Okay. Then tomorrow we'll continue. Right. Thank you. I'm posting all those videos. The previous videos also I'm posting. You can go through them. Yes, Pawan Kumar, what is your doubt?
స్క్రిప్ట్ సోర్స్ అనేది బాడీలోనే రాయాలి, ఇప్పుడు అట్లా ఒకటి రాయొచ్చా? స్క్రిప్ట్ సోర్స్ అని రాసి మనం జావా స్క్రిప్ట్ ఫైల్ పేరు నేమ్ రాస్తాం.
Later you will learn about it. First concentrate on what we learned today. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It's not finished. There is lot of thing. Understood, Pawan Kumar?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Kumar.
Hello, good morning, sir. Sir, today there is a new batch is going to start by you 4 p.m. So just I am getting confused how these batches differ from that 4 p.m. batch.
I can't get you. Can you be little clear, loud?
So today there is a new batch is going to start by you for HTML.
That is not general batch. That is for the people who are doing full stack course in our Naresh IT. For them, and there it is not complete JavaScript. That is only JavaScript for full stack people with a limited content.
Okay.
So there you will get only limited content. Okay. That is designed for only full stack people. Okay.
Okay. So like you cover for full UI development. When
this is for complete end to end. At any experience level. That is only for a course called full stack.
Okay, so just I want to understand one thing, sir. So the course which is going to start by 4 p.m. today, so whatever the content and the batch which you cover,
whatever content we are going to discuss there, here we will discuss more than that.
Okay, so and there is one more course which is covered by you, your full UI development course.
That full UI developer, in that complete JavaScript will come.
Okay, so that course contains like HTML, CS, JavaScript. That content and this content both are same or both are different?
This content and that content both are same, but not full stack Java related.
Okay.
I hope you got it, right? That means UI full stack course is there, right?
Yes, sir. My intention is so HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So whatever this content, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, this content, that 4 p.m. batch, and whatever you take.
See, 4 p.m. batch, this batch different. What we discuss more than 4 p.m. batch here. In 4 p.m. batch is limited syllabus. Is it clear?
It is
so
clear,
you will
sir.
learn more about JavaScript here, not in 4 p.m. batch. Is it clean?
That is clear, sir. I have
so
just
ignore 4 p.m. batch now. Okay. If you want more JavaScript in depth, there is another point. You have UI full stack course.
Yes.
That UI full stack course, JavaScript and Dear JavaScript both are same. But that UI full stack is 4 months course.
Okay.
That contains lot of other things, including backend technologies also.
Okay. So
this is only JavaScript. for the people who are going to learn advanced technologies like React and Angular, and they don't know any full stack. Okay.
Okay, so just last doubt, sir.
Ah.
I'm just focusing for HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Ah.
So in the 4 p.m. batch, you will cover HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So whatever the content for in 4 p.m. for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and UI. Once UI you will start, so there also we have HTML, CSS,
no,
JavaScript.
they will not club like that. UI batch people cannot attend other batches. Other batches people cannot attend UI.
No, sir. I'm asking for the content. The content are same.
You do one thing, contact admin, they will give you the detailed content. Okay.
Sure,
they will
sir,
explain you clean difference between the contents. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Contact admin, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Prasad.
Sir, will you teach integration in this, sir? API integrations?
Yes.
Practical examples?
Yes.
Okay,
We will learn. Huh?
Okay. Thank you,
right.
sir.
Yeah. Yes, Chari.
Sir, how many days to take this course?
45
sir?
sessions.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Sweta.
Sir, I wanted to know for the JavaScript codes that we will be writing later on, are we also going to do testing of those codes?
What?
Testing of the codes.
Testing.
For the codes
We will learn testing also.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes, Dino Prasad.
Sir, this course is only for JavaScript or?
This is only JavaScript, not for anybody else.
Sir, it is JavaScript with Selenium.
It is not JavaScript Selenium. It is only JavaScript.
అంటే JavaScript Selenium course ఉందా సార్?
No.
ఓకే సార్. అంటే Selenium separate గా నేర్చుకోవాలా సార్ మళ్ళీ?
Yes.
ఓకే సార్.
Right. Yes, Sri Naik. Yes, you have any doubts? If you have a doubt, raise your hand, man. So, Mahesh, I can't keep on reading your chatting. Huh? You raise hand, we can talk directly. Time waste. Don't waste the time. Yes, Sai.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, career gap after this course, how many years experience with course, sir?
Any years experience. How much your age is, you can put that much experience. Huh? If you want.
2018 passed out, sir.
That is enough then. Huh? Your age experience you can keep if you want. Huh?
Okay.
Yes, Priyanka. Yes.
I am an experienced person that I have 5 years of experience in UI, but not in React and Angular. So I am looking for actually Stack. I'm interested in Stack of your classes.
Okay.
But do I need this in-depth JavaScript before that?
Yes. You need that. You can directly join this, and you have a HTML idea, then you can continue with React and all.
No, I have 5 years experience as a UI developer, but I worked in JavaScript .NET project, but not in React. I'm interested in React actually.
Okay.
As you said in the last classes, that is not React is not mandatory, but we need to know React and Angular both.
Then we have separate React batches. After you finish your JavaScript wall, simultaneously you can join any React batch if it is going on.
I am asking you, is any React batches is running?
In next week it will start, mostly by next week.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Mahesh, what is your doubt?
Hello, sir. Actually, I'm
Don't you
planning to
have raise hand option?
No, I don't have, sir.
Then why can't you raise your hand? Why keep on bugging here? Allow me, unmute me. I am talking to everybody who raise hand. We can get back easily, right?
Yes, sir. But
Tell me.
So actually, I'm planning to take React and UI full stack also, and also this also. Like, what's your suggestion, sir? Is it conflict for me or?
If you are aware of already HTML, then you can go with JavaScript, then React. This batch and React batch. If you don't have proper idea of HTML, CSS and all, then you have to take a full stack course. Okay.
No, actually, I'm working as a web developer.
If you are working as a web developer, then learn this, and after that you come to React. That is enough. Okay. This JavaScript and React.
Bootstrap, I don't have.
Then half of knowledge you are having as a developer. Then what should I do? Bootstrap we will not teach separately anywhere, Mahesh.
Bootstrap.
We don't teach anywhere Bootstrap separately. Okay, it is a part of.
I don't have confidence on Bootstrap.
So then you have to learn it, right? But we don't teach individually Bootstrap course anywhere. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.